Hi, this is Pat Walker at Mission Winners. One of the things that we're really big on in Mission Winners is laying down foundations on what to look for. And I've got a couple of slides I'm going to slide into this window just to show you that will help you narrow down your focus. If you can do that, you will be more in control, you will be naturally more selective by default, but it increases the odds that you will find and own stocks that can make big moves. Now, we can have all different kinds of opinions about it, but I'll tell you what's much better to do. Why don't you go back in history? This is what we do. Go back and look at past super stocks and say, what were some of the common traits that they had that I could apply to the future? That helps you. Think about the great investors. That's what they did. They studied the past. Bill O'Neill, we all know that. He studied the past great winners, and transferred that knowledge into a skill set searching for future good winners. We do the same thing at Mission Winners. It's a great thing. We don't have to reinvent the wheel. So I'm going to share this with you. We're going to switch slides here real quick because that's what we do. Look at that, the joys of modern technology. First screen we're going to put in here, right there. And you see me talk a lot about this, but it's the truth. And you can read all this. I'm going to leave this up for a minute for you. All right? Different sectors, different groups, da-da-da-da-da-da. But right here, the bottom paragraph, almost half of stock's movements related to the industry and the sector that it's in. Almost half. Gee whiz, stack that deck in your favor. Use that skill set, use that knowledge base and say, well, then you know what that means? That means I got to focus on leading groups, leading industries, leading sectors, and the leading stocks in those groups. That's number one. All right? Now I'm going to slide this out. And then I'm going to take a look at this. Tesla. When we bought this here, 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 this stock, when we bought this high or low base right here, was in the top groups all the way through. Well, why not stack the deck in your favor? Here's another one. And it's not bragging. That's lame, okay? That's immature. But why not narrow down your focus? Here, 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 and still in it, still running it, okay? First buy down here, 15 to 16 bucks, and here it is at 54. I mean, folks, that's serious money. And it's in a leading group, but also revenues up 450%. Now, remember that. Great groups and or great earnings and or great sales. So let's put another slide in here real quick, just to show you. 87% of these super stocks, okay, had earnings up 30% or higher. 71% had earnings up 50% or higher before their move. Look at this. 86% of these super stocks had sales up 30% or higher. 63% of them had sales up 50% or higher. Do the averages here. You're talking roughly, if you 75 to 80% of the stocks in this great list that made huge move had either earnings up on average 40% or higher or average sales up 40% or higher for 2 quarters. Now you've got an edge. But let's take it a step further. And this is really important, all right? We want to put together the various variables that will help you. So we say, okay, so Pat, I see what you're getting at. Leading groups and stocks that have either great earnings and or great sales. Okay, I got it. No, there's more than that. Right here, the average relative strength of these stocks before their big moves was 92. Hey, you know what? That's kicking some butt right there. That's great. That's huge. So let's think this through. What are we saying? Focus on stocks that have a good relative strength rating. Focus on, and I'll quantify that, 80 or higher. Focus on stocks with an accumulation distribution of A or B. That means they're being bought by the big institutions. Isn't that what you want? So, well, I've got an ego here. I'm not looking for that. I want to reinvent the wheel and do something nobody else sees. What? No. Lose the ego. Stack the deck. I'm going to do this again. Focus on stocks in the top 20 or 30 to 40 industry groups. All right? Focus on stocks that are within 20 to 25% of 52-week highs. Focus on stocks with a higher relative strength rank, 80 and higher. Focus on stocks with an accumulation distribution of either A or B. That means they're being bought. And focus on stocks. See, now we've got fundamentals and we've got technicals. And focus on stocks that last quarter's earnings were up 40% or higher, or the average sales for the last 2 quarters was up 40% or higher. Now you've got an edge. We're looking for the stocks that are fundamentally leading, but also technically leading. And you combine both together. Last point I'll make. Focus on stocks that may not have any good earnings or sales, but they're in the top 10 groups. And they have those other constraints that I told you about as far as relative strength rating and accumulation distribution rating. You combine those variables together in screens, and you have yourself a super list of stocks. This is something really important. A lot of people think, well, okay, here's the takeaway from what Pat's saying. I'll just look for stocks with earnings of 40% or higher, or average sales of 40% or higher for 2 quarters. No. There are a ton of stocks that have great earnings and are great sales, and their charts are bad. Okay? I'm keeping it clean, okay? They're really bad. I'm still keeping it clean. Why don't we combine, and that's what good investing does, combine both things together. In fact, combine several things together. Companies that have great earnings and or great sales, that are in leading groups, top 40 groups, that are within 20% of 52-week highs, that have a composite rating of 90 or higher, and accumulation distribution rating of A or B. All right. By the way, just so you know, I was an IBD meetup co-leader for 12 years. So yes, am I firmly ingrained in this? You bet I am. I want the best of the best. That's what I'm looking for. So let's stack the deck in our favor. That's what we're after. And you know what that turns it to be? Right over here. Sweet potato pie. That's it. You find some super stocks like that and you make money. Now, just to clarify, I'm going to show you something here. These stocks right here, NEO made the grade, made the cut. Square, recent, makes the cut, made the cut. Tesla has made the cut countless times. There's QLD, AOSL made the cut. Earnings were up 112% when it was bought, okay? Keyless stock. GRW, look at this. Earnings up 100%, sales up 153%. Right there, buy. Runs up, pulls back, lifts off the rising 21 and 8 EMA. Look at that volume pickup. People talk with their mouths and vote with their pocketbooks. Guess what? They voted. There you go. Lee, Auto. Oh, guess what? Surprise, surprise. It's in the top 10 groups, okay? And I got it written here. Huge sequential revenue growth. That's what we're after. We're stacking the deck the best we can. Shutterstock, buy right here. Earnings were up 88% when it was bought. It's in a leading group. That's what we're looking for. PDD, look at this. Pinduoduo, that's a pretty cool name, isn't it? Entry, look at that base. Look at the volume. Boom. Pulls back a little bit. This is not a bad bar. Look at this. It gaps down and reverses and closes above the open, bouncing right off the 21. That's a good move, folks. You know, that's dang near a 50% move in a couple of weeks. Need to pause and tell you this. Please don't think they all do this. They don't. There's Target right here. Putting through right here. Grinding up. Leading group. Leading group. So, anyway, now you have a recipe for a cake. And I do love cake. I'll admit it, all right? That's why I got to go to the American Heart. Never mind, that's a different story. Anyway, I just wanted to share this with you. I hope it helps you. Combine these variables together, turn off the noise, look for the best of the best. A couple other constraints. I don't really like stocks under $10 or $12 a share. I don't like stocks that trade less than 200,000 shares a day. You can say, well, why not? They're great going in when you get in them and they go up. And when they drop like a rock, and you can get hurt. And the spread can widen, all right? You can say, well, Pat, how long you been doing this? Since 1986. So, yeah, I know what to look for. I used this to support a family of 6, and I was the sole provider. And we didn't have any other sources of income. And I don't have any wealthy relatives doing something with it, all right? This is just trying to make money off our investing profits, okay? So, that's the bottom line. That's what we're looking for. My goal for you is this. Speed up your learning curve. pull the pieces together. Put all the extraneous things together so that you got a recipe for a really good cake.
Thank you for watching the video. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit like. Maybe hit that subscribe button. We come up with new content nearly every day. Also, check out the videos on the right. YouTube recommends the one on the top, and the bottom one is something we thought you might enjoy. See you next time.